Welcome to a total body workout that is safe for pain and is a pain-free session, great for fascial hydration as well, and I am Kylie. So important reminders is that I really want you to listen to your body, okay? If there's any pain that you're experiencing, I want you to either reduce the range of motion, so let's say you're bringing the arms overhead and it starts to hurt here, you'll stop before it starts to hurt, so you can bring it down and up through this range of motion. And breathe. We want to breathe. Listen to your body. You could take pauses at any time if you want to go and pause the session. This is your exercise, and I want you to leave here feeling good. You will need a wall. You'll need some sort of step. You can use like your stairs. Somewhere you could hook on a resistance band. You could do body weight as well, but if you wanted to use some sort of resistance band, you can get creative. Last things you'll need is a mat or somewhere you can lay down. Either you could also try it on your bed, and a seat, so somewhere you can sit down. So let's get started. So I want you to start standing up. We'll have the feet on the floor and find evenness. Let's find some balance. We have a slight bend in the knees here. And we're gonna start to do some overhead reach. So we're gonna connect our movement to our breath. So as you inhale, you're gonna slowly bring the arms up and slowly bring them down. Keep a slight bend in the knees. Inhale up and exhale down. We want the belly button to gently come in towards the spine. And we want no pain. Inhale up, exhale out as you come down. And last one. Wonderful. All right, we're gonna start to march in place. So I want you to be mindful of your hips. You have these two hip points here that when you lift up your leg, we want those to stay even rather than one kind of hip shifting down. Okay, so we'll start marching in place, lifting up one knee at a time. Good. I definitely recommend that you have shoes on. They're not necessarily a necessity, but it is going to help keep everything stable and in alignment, and might even help reduce pain. But let's keep on going side to side. Remember, you don't have to bring it up super high. What matters about is that you're feeling it, feeling good, feeling the movement. I always say motion is lotion for the body. So we're lubricating the joints, the muscles, everything internally. Good, last ones, and done. All right, awesome. You are doing great. So as we get into our next ones, we're gonna start bringing some movement up into the shoulders, up into the upper body. So when you inhale, you're gonna slowly lift the shoulders up nice and slow. Exhale as you slowly bring them back and a little bit down. So we don't wanna like force it back and down. It's just a tiny movement up, back, down. And you can do this with the palms facing out or together, like facing each other. Good, and done. Give your arms a little bit of a shake. Next thing we're gonna do are some side steps. So depending on how much space you have, you'll face one way, you'll have a slight bend in the knees, belly button comes towards the spine to engage the core, keep the chest nice and open, but don't feel like you're forcing it, just a nice little posture here. And we're gonna slowly go side to side. So we'll do about 3 steps, then you can do 3 steps the other way. Keep on going, you're doing great. Remember to listen to your body. So if you feel anything that doesn't feel right, feels off, then we either want to adjust it, modify, or maybe take a pause. Last ones. Good. and find yourself back at center. Let's go ahead and do those one more time. So we're gonna start with our overhead reach. We're gonna inhale up, exhale down. Good, wonderful. Let's go ahead and start with our marching in place. Okay, so most of these are to help, not only help with the fascia that we build up overnight, they're like little spider webs all over the body, but also to get the blood flowing, to warm up the body, because the warmer we are, the more that we are warmed up and prepared for our exercise, then it reduces the risk of not only injury, but also pain. Good. Last ones. And done. Wonderful. All right, we're not going to do the shoulder rolls because we want to give the shoulders a little break. We have some other stuff we're going to do in a bit, but let's do one more set of our side steps. So find that position, feet apart, lightly bringing the belly button to the spine, engage the core, relax the back, open up the chest slightly, and you could start. Keep on going. Almost there. All right, awesome. Give everything a little shake, shake it out. When in doubt, shake it out, I always say. Alrighty, we're going to find ourselves a wall now, so we could do some stuff at the wall. So you'll start by bringing the hands there. So hands right about shoulder height. And then as you breathe in, we're gonna slowly start to open the chest. So the chin slightly lifts, we're bringing the chest open, the shoulders come back, and then you'll slowly come back to center. So you'll breathe in and breathe out, go back to neutral. Okay, keeping the head in alignment with the spine. So it's not too far forward or too far back. Good, and feel those muscles activating. Feel the shoulder blades starting to lightly come down and together. Last one. And done. Bring it back to center. So, the next one that we're gonna do is a little squat. A lot of people tend to have pain when doing squat, especially in the front of the knees. So when you're doing it, you could have a chair behind you and sort of squat to the chair, because you almost want to, like, you're gonna sit back into the chair, or you can just do these little baby squats. But the big thing is we don't want the knees to go over the toes, because that's where you're gonna find that pain, right in the front of the knee there. So you just come down and up. So it looks something like this. Now you can also use a ball. So you could put a ball on the wall. So if you have an exercise ball, something like that, then you could also do this. And then you put the ball like right into the small of your back and step the feet forward. And you'll see here as I'm squatting down, my hips are going under the ball. So it's taking all that pressure off the knees. This is probably like the best option if you do get that knee pain. Okay, so you could do any of those options. So decide which one's gonna feel best for me, and let's get started. So we slowly come down and up. And if this doesn't feel right for you today, maybe you need to get some props, then you take a moment to just breathe and feel where your body's at. So even when you're doing the squat, notice, like, where are my knees? We want the knees to point the same direction as the toes, rather than coming in or going out. So you can do that in standing as well, in the standing position. Like, how am I holding the weight in my body? Like, where is it distributing in my feet? Okay, mindfulness is key to listening to your body. Last two, and last one. We're going to come into what's called a scapular squeeze. So you could do this with your back against the wall. I'm not going to, but it's good for posture, so you can keep yourself nice and tall. So pretty much your palms face inward, and as you inhale, you start to turn them out as the shoulders roll back. Exhale, bring the hands down. So inhale, open. Exhale, release. Inhale, open. Exhale, release. So you'll notice my shoulders are rotating. The joint is rotating, and that in turn causes the palms to turn out. Okay, 3 more. Good, and relax. Go ahead and shake it out. Awesome. All right. Let's go ahead and find ourselves back at the wall. Hands come down up to the wall, shoulder height. Inhale as we open, keep the shoulders relaxed. Exhale, release. Last one. Good, and release, come back to neutral. Let's go ahead and come into our squat. Okay, so find that position that feels right with the legs. You notice how I sit the hips back and then rise up. And keeping the head in alignment with the spine. Good. And done. Awesome. Great work. I'm going to do one more set of our scapular squeezes. This is the scapula bone. Okay, and that's why we call it that, because it's like a shoulder blade squeeze, but you're not overly squeezing. It's just that nice little rotation. So you'll feel like the tips of the shoulder blades starting to come together. So it looks like this. So we open on your inhale, exhale, release. Last 5 seconds. And done. Okay, so now you are possibly going to use a resistance band. It could be one like this with the handles, or you could always do one like this as well. Other option is that you could do body weight. So I'll show that first. We're gonna do a row. So pretty much the hands are going to face together, and you're slowly gonna bring the elbows back, opening up the chest, and slowly bring them forward. So let's say you're having pain when you get to here, then we stop there. We stop before the pain, and then go back in front. Okay, so we go back and forth, maintaining your breath. Good. So now that you've tried that, you could also try resistance band. So if you wanted to set that up, and how it would look with this is have the palms facing together, and you'll slowly bring the arms back, the elbows back, and slowly bring them forward. So you'll come back and forth. So it's the same thing, but now we're adding weight and resistance. Go ahead and join me. We'll do about another 8. But remember, if there was any pain, you could always stop before we hit 8. 2. Good, almost there. Good, and then release it. Awesome. All right, so the next one we're gonna do is a press back. So pretty much the palms will face behind you, and you're gonna slowly press the arms back and then slowly bring them forward. So it looks just like this. You'll start to feel the tricep muscle activate. Now you could also do this one with the band. So palms would face back, and you'd slowly bring the arms back. Now this one's gonna be harder, and you also have to make sure you're engaging the core to make sure you're not falling forward. And Done. Awesome. And you could slowly bring that resistance band down. Very good. Now we're going to come over to your step or your stairs, whatever you can find. We ideally would want a lower height to begin with. So maybe you have a stair that might be like a lower height. And we'll get started. So I want you to do little step ups. I recommend having somewhere that you can hold on to, but you'll step up and down. Because safety is the most important thing. So go ahead and join with me if you haven't already. Okay, but we're gonna make sure that the knees are staying in alignment. This is also good for the brain. Down, down. So you step up, up, down, down. Good. Last one. And done. So you gotta concentrate. All right, so the next one we're gonna do is facing to the side now. So we'll start up at the top. Most important thing here is making sure the hips stay in alignment because we're slowly gonna step down and then up. And we don't want our hip to drop down or lift up because that's gonna throw out that side joint. So let's go ahead and do it together. And last one. Awesome. All right, so we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Let's do it again. Good posture in the upper body. Find that alignment. We're getting everything moving, blood flowing. Last one. And done. Let's finish up our last side stepper. And switch. Take it nice and slow. Feel all that strength in the low body. Nice soft landing. And done. All right, great work. Okay, so now you'll find yourself either on the ground or maybe on your bed. Let's come down onto the mat. However, you could safely lower down. And we'll start with the feet on the floor, arms down next to your sides. And as we inhale, we're gonna send one leg up and bring that foot down. You wanna engage the core, bringing the belly button to the spine, but not push the lower back down. So you can join in if you haven't already. And as you're straightening the leg, we do not wanna lock it out. You could make it a little bit more challenging by lowering the leg like this. And last ones. And done. So you'll feel all of that core engaged. And for this next one, we're gonna bring the knees into the chest, and you may want to put hands underneath the hips or even a blanket so that way you could still do the arms. As you inhale, you'd slowly straighten the legs, and exhale, bring the knees into the chest. So it looks something like this. But you could always bring the arms overhead, and if one of these doesn't feel right, then you can stop it or remove one of the movements like the leg lift. Last three. And done. Good. Perfect. We're going to bring the soles of the feet down to the ground. Do not have your feet too close or too far. We want a nice sweet spot. Arms down next to your sides, and you want to notice, where am I distributing the weight? Because we want to slowly start to lift up the hips using the glutes, the core, the legs, and exhale as we lower down. Inhale up, exhale down. Want to keep the knees right over the ankles. And last one. And done. All right, so now you're gonna find yourself in a seated position in a chair of some sort. All right, so once you're there, find your posture. Feet on the floor, feeling like there's a string pulling up from the top of the head. And we're gonna do some seated cat and cow. So as you exhale, you'll round the spine, chin comes towards the chest. And inhale as we start to open the chest and gently lift the chin. So finding this flowing movement and connection with your breath. Last one. Good. And then from here, I want you to bring your hands up. We're gonna do claws, beaks, paws. Claws, beaks, paws. Claws, beaks, paws. Now I'll try to do it without me saying it. Lastly, we're gonna do something called rib breathing. I want you to bring your hands right to the rib cage. And as you inhale, we're gonna start to expand. And exhale, I want you to contract. Inhale, expand into the belly, expand into the rib cage with your breath. And exhale, release, bring the belly button to the spine, contract. Inhale, expand into the rib cage, the side, back, front. Like you're creating space internally, and exhale, bring that air in. Let's do a few more breaths on your own. Long exhale. Go ahead and let the arms relax, close the eyes, relaxing the muscles of the face, the neck and shoulders, the arms. Send that relaxation all the way down and out through the toes. Take a big breath in as you bring the arms up, open the eyes. And hi, I'm Kylie, a movement scientist and yoga therapist and a bunch of other things, but my main goal is to help you feel better. So I'd love to see you again. You can join me at my website, which I have those links in the bio, or just come for more videos or find me on some other platforms. But I can't wait to see you again. And if you have any questions about anything, you can always reach out.